Once you end up down that entrepreneurial pathway, it's hard to envision yourself coming off of it for any reason.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Reside Platform Podcast. I'll be your host today. My name is Suneet Agrawal, and I'm one of the co-founders of Reside. And I'm also really excited to have our special guest here today, Kendall Bonner from the Kendall Bonner team at EXP, all the way from Tampa, Florida. That's far from me, but you're right there. So, hey. Kendall, how's it going?
Oh, it's so good, Suneet. I'm honored to be here today. This is going to be fun. I always have a good time when I'm hanging out with you.
Yeah, right. So Kendall and I were just at a super cool event in Georgia. My first time in Georgia, by the way, for Realtor.com. And we've known each other from events. Like you're an
Years.
OG at events. I feel like the like the little new guy on the scene when I go to an event and Kendall's there. So
Oh, that's so funny. I do go to a lot of events, that is for sure. But I feel like all of us that are there, we're there for a reason because we're networking, we're connecting. And honestly,
absolutely.
that in real life stuff, it matters. I think more agents should go to that stuff. It's been life-changing for me.
Yeah. So I saw Kendall there. I was like, why have you not been on the podcast yet? My bad. Let's get it scheduled. And she did. And now we're recording. So super exciting. Talking about events, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You still part of Inman? Because I know you had been really involved with them. And that's how I think I met you first.
Yeah, in fact, I'll be at Inman Connect New York, which is the next Inman as the time that we're recording this in January. So I'll be there.
What is a website if somebody wants to get more information on that event?
Yeah, always start with, inman.com. And then I think it might be /events. But if you go to the main website, they have a tab for events. And that's where you can get connected, get registered and see the speakers. And then, of course, there's always Google. If you Google Inman, New York in January.
You'll be in the funnel too, because you will get retargeted for sure. So yeah, just type in Inman and you'll see it in your Facebook. Yeah.
Google is my best friend. So
yes. Good. So, we were talking a little bit before we started. Tell me about the new job as the vice president of industry relations at EXP. That's so cool. What's that about?
Yeah. It's honestly the best gig of my life. Honestly.
Awesome.
So what happened was about a year and a half ago at the time of this recording, I met I ended up moving my team to EXP. And as a part of that transition, and being a part of, the network, right? The community and all the speaking things of that nature. Veronica Figueroa, who's my dear, dear, dear friend, very, very close friend, was like, Kendall, I want you to meet this guy named Leo. And, Leo is our chief strategy officer at the time. And he's just amazing. And, she's introducing me to all the leadership, joint text messages and all that great stuff. And so Leo and I, connect and I learn more about what he does for the company. And I'm fascinated because I'm like, I want that job one day. Right. I thought what he does was super cool. I was like, we know the same people, or a lot of the same because of the circuit. And so what happened was I was doing a lot of stuff on NAR and the litigation and the lawsuit and speaking on stages about it and ideating and Leo and I had kind of grown this friendship and this relationship where one day we were talking about the future of real estate and the industry and talking about the NAR stuff because at the moving forward it ended up being the actual verdict, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think of my word.
It was just reality, right? Now it just is.
Yeah, now it's reality. So, Leo had asked my husband and I, because we're both attorneys and in the industry, to kind of think about, just our thoughts and asked us, here, tell me what you think. Tell me what you believe is happening in the future. And so I was doing some homework assignments for him. And I said to him one day, I was like, listen, Leo, one day you're going to be the CEO of EXP. I just believed that in my heart. And I said, and when that happens, I'd love to come work for you and work with you, especially with the stuff you do today. I love that, right? I love technology. I love, helping agents grow their business, et cetera. So, one day we're meeting to go over my homework for all things NAR at the time and the future. And in the middle of the call, he says, and at this point, I would say from the time I mentioned my interest to the time that Leo called me and said, hey, to discuss it further, it was probably less than 2 months. And Leo, in the meantime, Leo ended up being named the CEO, right? So I almost sounded prophetic because I'm like, I knew it was going to happen. we, and so we're having this conversation and he says, hey, remember how you said you wanted to come work with me? And he's like, were you serious? And I said, absolutely. And he's like, okay, well, this is what I'm thinking. He's like, what would you want your title to be? And, we weren't even sure. We made up a title. We made up a job description. Like I think he recognized my skill set and my talent, which I'm really honored about, right? Because not everyone sees you. And I felt really seen and appreciated. And, so we came up with a title, we came up with a job description. He shared with me his vision. He's like, here, I can see you helping us with A, B, and C. And I was like, I'm in. I'd love that. And so like literally within a couple of weeks of that conversation, we're announcing and I'm employed and I've had a job for the first time in almost 20 years.
Yeah, you have a job.
Yes.
Awesome.
I do have a job. So that's how it started. And it's evolved quite a bit since then, but it's been an amazing ride.
I love that. What are you most excited about achieving in this new role? It's so cool, man.
Yeah. So since accepting the role and like getting plugged in, and I mean, it's an amazing group of humans I get to work with at EXP, especially when I mean that, I'm talking about on the staff side, right? Because we do have amazing agents, but the staff is so stellar. But on this, I actually my job has evolved into now, I actually lead and manage the business unit called EXP Solutions. So I help negotiate and vet and market all of the tech and not all of the tech, but a lot of the trusted provider, we call them trusted providers at EXP, that we get to introduce to the agents, right? And so I get to negotiate deals to save our agents money. I get to
like you
vet
talk
to make
to the
sure.
vendors and get like the bulk discounts.
Yes. I negotiate discounts and relationship and, special opportunities. And I get to help find, the best of the best out there and bring that to our agents.
Fun, dude.
Yes.
That's so fun.
It is awesome. I jokingly say it activates all my superpowers, right? Because I get to leverage that I'm an attorney and negotiations and that skill set, but also have this passion and love for marketing. So, I get to reshape how we market this marketplace to our agents. And so that's really cool. So I'm rebuilding the entire program, like just trying to add some layer, structure, organization, all the things that are near and dear to my heart, but also get to bring the fun and connectivity to the agents and help them kind of see all the beauty that's in our company and how we can help serve them and help them make more money. So it's been fun because I don't feel in a box. I still feel like I get to bring that entrepreneurial spirit. Like, I read the book Traction, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, the 4 Ds of Execution as an entrepreneur. And I'm bringing that same knowledge and format and operational excellence to the company.
I
and
think
Glenn and Leo let me do it.
Yes, dude. That is like, you got a fun, like a exec job that you can still do what you want to do. Did you ever think that some shit like this would just happen like this? Probably never, right?
Never. Once you end up down that entrepreneurial pathway, it's hard to envision yourself coming off of it for any reason. Especially, when you own multiple businesses and that's where I was at for a long time of my career. I had my own law firm, title company, I had a brick and mortar franchise, right? And I had 3 offices at one time. I had a mortgage company at one time. I had homeowners insurance. Like I've done a lot, and also a team, not to mention a team. And it's been a great journey, and I've valued every bit of it. And it all is relevant to what I do today. But yeah, it's been fun. And I feel like every lesson I've learned, I get to like live it out.
So you're no longer involved with any of those traditional real estate companies or the law office, right?
Yeah, no, don't. I'm not for hire as an attorney. And in fact, even with my new gig, I work very closely with our legal team, of course, all the time. And I help draft like our new solutions contract and all that good stuff. But I was like, I don't want to practice law like that anymore. So I don't have to, which is good.
Good for you. So your role now is like helping to learn about all the new products and what agents should use out there and all the different systems. There's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about like my philosophy is I need a relevant, trusted marketplace that provides a competitive edge for an advantage for our agents. Like that's my philosophy, period.
So what are like the types of things that agents need to have that competitive edge? I love that philosophy, by the way. He's very well said. So hats off to you.
Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, for us, of course, there's the standard products that I think every broker should provide to their agents, which are, the typical, the CRM and the website. It- There's so many options out there. And I think that's, so such a challenge, right, for brokers and for agents, right? Because everyone has their preferences about, what they want and how they like to do their business. So, even EXP, while we have a product that's a part of our traditional tech stack, we also provide other options for our agents. Like I recently brought in a new trust provider, Sierra Interactive, right? Because for teams, a lot of our top teams are using products that are different because they solve different problems than like your traditional product that works really great for a solo agent, right? So there's that thought when building that tech stack. Another product we just brought in that's I think a powerhouse tool is Sisu. Right. Sisu is now a part of our, just overall company tech stack. And so again, we have some included features that agents get to leverage for, I call it gamification of accountability, right? And, but also it's just a solid business tool that I think gives insights and knowledge to agents that they wouldn't otherwise have if they're not tracking and measuring their business, right? So that's another really cool, powerful tool. And two others that I oversee as a part of the product offering at EXP is, we have Express Offers, which is our own internal proprietary platform where we connect our agents to cash buyers so that, because we all know offering a cash offer to a seller is a solid marketing strategy. Now, do sellers all need a cash offer on their home? Are they going to accept every cash offer? Of course not. But that's not the point. The point is that you have a solution for a challenge that a consumer may have. And so having express offers where it's not just one cash buyer, but we have, I think, over 40 active cash buyers making offers on properties in our system, right? And growing, right? And it's actually going to grow exponentially here soon. So stuff like that's really cool. And then the other one that I really love that's passionate or that I'm passionate about, it's close to my heart, is our relationship with ZenList. And it's funny because, like I said, Leo and I have a lot of this same mindset and similar thoughts about technology as it relates to the industry and our business and prop tech. I had looked at ZenList, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago for my own brokerage because I was looking for a product offering to house office exclusives. Because I recognized that was a potential marketing strategy that, because I was thinking, how can I help my agents get more sellers or get more listings, right? And I was like, okay, well, you have, as an agent, this is my philosophy. And I would tell agents this. I was like, this is your pitch. Can I give you the pitch, Suni? Can I give the people the pitch? I would tell people and my agents, I said, listen, this is the mindset you have to have. And this is what you need to say to a home seller. You walk into a house and you say, Mr. and Mr. Seller, Mrs. and Mrs. Seller, Mr. and Mr. Seller, whatever your situation is. Seller, most agents are going to walk into your home and offer you two options: list with me or don't list with me. For me, walking into your home, I'm going to give you every option that I know is available. Number one, of course, we can list your home on the open market, but we can also list it as an office exclusive. We can also get you a cash offer or instant sale. I can get you a scenario. I can help you solve the problem of if you need to buy before you sell or sell before you buy. I can also help you with concierge services, connecting you to products and services to help you rehab and renovate this home or spruce it up if you need to, including staging services. And then, of course, I can also help you list it through an auction service. Either way, I have all the options that you might need to consider when making this very important decision about selling your home, right? So it's like, that just comes off different. And you've got to have the tech stack and you have to have the relationships to support that and back that up. And so for me, I was back in the day trying to build all the relationships to help support that kind of messaging and a listing appointment, right? And I think that changes the game for homeowners when they realize, like, I'm working with an agent that gets it. Unlocking the real estate market is like super important to me. And if we want, we could talk about that too, like some ideas I have for how we can unlock the real estate market. But you know, having Zenlist right now, it's branded as EXP Access. Our agents have a sort or a resource where, especially now post NAR, where value proposition is so important. You need to be able to stand out with a consumer, right? And say, hey,
I hope you're out taking some listings still, lady, with a good script like that. You can sell my house. Shit. Come on.
I know I don't sell houses anymore. I haven't in a long time, but that's what gives me the time to ideate these things. But I was a listing agent back in the day.
Where do I sign?
Yeah, right. But thank you for that. I feel, hey, I feel good. I sold.
Yeah,
I could
you
sell
still
Sunit.
got it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, having a place like where I can show all these listings, office exclusives, like if I can give you access to more, including more than what you would find on Zillow or Redfin or some of the other popular sites that consumers are going on, that's attachment. That's conversion, right? Which is the name of the game. It's not just generating leads, it's converting them and then retaining them. Yeah. So you got to think about the whole spans of the process. Those things matter.
Yeah, that's great. So those are the tech. That's the stack that you're excited about. Yeah, right now. And shout out to Sierra, because through the Reside platform, we work with them too. And I know there's a lot of crossover there, and we got a lot of teams that are in EXP. So absolutely. So with all this tech out there that you're seeing and you're talking to the agents about using, how do the agents use it and still maintain like authenticity?
That's a good question, because I think that's the difference between myself, for example, and maybe certain other people who try to pitch product to an agent. I'm an agent first, right? I've done it all. I've been the agent, I've been the broker, I've been the team leader. I can say I've been the executive.
You've been an executive.
I mean, I've been the lawyer.
You've been yes, you can say it all. Way to go.
I literally done a lot of it. So I could see it from all those different perspectives. I guess the one thing I haven't done yet is start my own tech company, which I have ideas for that. But outside of that, I've done a lot, but I think about it from the agent perspective always. And just like how I shared with you just, a few minutes ago, how, we have a relationship with Express Offers, but and cash offers, right? That cash offer concept. It's like, how does an agent use it? Well, I just told you. You use it in the listing appointment by letting a seller know, like, hey, do you have a timing issue? Do you have, or a money issue where you need money quick, or you need to, you don't want to invest any more money in this house, and you just, you need to, you're not going to get, top dollar. Let's just get it done.
You just need certainty, and you need to be out. Yeah, there is a percentage, right? Like I did Zillow offers. I'm an Open Doors partner in NorCal. Like I say that shit every day, right? Yeah,
yeah,
and it's like people need it.
Yeah, you just have to understand as the agent, where do you build this tech into your process, or where do you build this solution into your process? So sometimes it's in the lead gen space, sometimes it's in the conversion section, sometimes it's in the retention, but I always lead with that first. So when I'm thinking about adding a vendor into our marketplace, it's like, okay, where does this fit in the process for an agent to apply it and actually implement it. But my coaching strategy is this: I can give you 25 different things that you could do to your business to overhaul it, but that's not fair or realistic or likely. How about you add one or two focused in the areas that you feel the deepest need that you have? Is your deepest need around lead generation? Is it around technology? Is it around systems, processes, leverage? Like, where is your deepest need? And what are the options for solutions that you have around that? And then, okay, let's find one or two and start plugging them in, get them integrated, and then you can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, because that was my next question actually was, lots of agents feel nervous about new tech. I mean, lots of them feel nervous and a lot of them feel too bullish, which you just answered in your last statement there, right? Is how would you get started? Well, you said it. Find out the biggest need and then check off that box. I think from experience, being that I probably have every CRM in existence right now, I don't know, and some that you haven't heard of, right? I actually wrote one last week on this new AI tool that writes software. I made a CRM in like 4 minutes. I said, okay, stop, delete. Like, do not do that again. And I'm not special for doing it. It's just a cool site. If it's like many people feel bullish and many people feel scared, you got to look at what you need first. And what most people need first is just a CRM, right? And, you guys probably offer multiple CRMs, right?
We do, actually. There's currently right now at least 3 that we're promoting. We've got KV Core, soon to be known as Bold Trail, Lofty, formerly known as Chime, and then now Sierra Interactive. Those are our 3 existing primary CRMs that we promote at EXP. Yeah.
And all of them do fine. All of them have multi-use, which has more robust tools. Although me and you are on the front page of Follow Up Boss, so
Follow Boss. Yeah, that's an OG. I mean, again, I'm both a Sierra client and Follow Boss, for example. Like, I've paired the two, which I know a lot of teams have done, which I think I get it. I understand why we do it, right? I was intentional about that pairing when I was deciding my tech stack. I mean, for a long time, and still to this day, I pay for 3 CRMs. I pay technically for KV Core. Sierra comes with the CRM. I'm paying for that. But I also pay that, OG amount for teams with the Follow Up Boss. And, that's the one we
me
use.
too. And I also pay for my LoFo, and I also pay for another Follow Up Boss account.
I did that too. I had 2 pubs at one time. That's the real thing. I did.
Shout out to everybody at FUB. Good. So How about this? If you could create the perfect tech tool for the agents, what would it be?
Oh, the perfect tech tool. So, this comes back to philosophy again, which is, the things that matter to me, right? There's 2 philosophies. You could have we call it the one trick pony or the one stop shop, right? And I've seen both be pretty successful. Meaning I've seen like there's companies out there that gobble up everything and they want to be the one stop shop. I will say though that for me, that is probably not the most winning strategy for adoption, because you'll have people that attach to one piece but not another. Then where do you focus your development dollars? Because right now, you and I both know, Suneet, like, technology is moving so freaking fast. If you're not 5 steps ahead, you are 3 steps back, period. Right? So when you have too many offerings, it's hard, in my opinion, to stay 5 feet ahead on every aspect of your business. So I do believe, from a technology standpoint, I love to see tech be a one-stop shop, but versus an agent, I think a one-trick pony, but I think agents should be one-stop shops. Right. So I think the agent should be the center of it all, but really having one piece of technology that focuses really well on being really, really good at what it does, to me, is probably the most valuable thing. But the future is, and this is the difference maker, everything has to talk to each other. That to me is the winning combination, right? Agent is the one-stop shop. The tech is the one-trick pony, but they start playing together, whether it's through API or AI or however we're going to integrate. But and the agent becomes the spoke in the wheel, the center of it all. And to me, that would be my ideal scenario.
I think you nailed it. Right. If you have a all-in-one, you will be tired of one feature, or some new part of one feature will come out.
Well, there'll be some technology that specializes in something, and they're going to race right past you because all of their effort is in that one tool. I mean, I think that's why Follow Boss ran that CRM race, or has been winning it, is because Follow Boss never tried to be anything other than what it was, which is and the other secret to FUB success is, what do? They try to integrate with all the other tools. I mean, we've got other CRMs integrating with ours or with FUB. You know what I mean? So that was smart on their behalf. So that was a good strategy.
Yes. We're in real life. I'm recording it from my house, and my daughter came out to me and asked me to make her some food. Serena, I'm doing a podcast. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay.
Hey, you know what? I love that about you, Dad, that your daughter would come and ask you to make her some lunch, and you're like, yeah, I'll do that for you as soon as I finish. I love that.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. Well, she's lucky that she's homesick, right? So I'll be nice. I don't know where the babysitter is, but she's supposed to be around here too. Anyway, so let's talk about, no doubt the last year in real estate has been super different than anything that I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Even going back all the way to 2007, 2008. So today, and we're recording this in December of 2024. What do you think is the most important skill for real estate agents to learn if they want to be successful?
Oh, that's an easy one for me. Negotiations, hands down. I feel like every aspect, most agents think their main skill is sales, but it's not. It's negotiations. And the reason why I say this is because even when you are on the phone trying to get a customer or potential customer to schedule an appointment with you, that is a negotiation. If you think that's sales, you're wrong. It is a negotiation. And when you get into the house or you get to the meeting and you're trying to get them to sign your agreement, you are negotiating, right? I mean, that is a negotiation. That's not a sale. That is a negotiation. And that's how we need to approach it. People, I think the mindset needs to shift away from this thought, if I'm supposed to sell something, the only thing you're selling are your services, right? You can't sell a house. You can't make someone buy or sell a house, right? I mean, that's based on their own personal motivation. It's not like I walk to the mall and I'm like, oh, I'm just here, window shop. People don't window shop houses and then magically decide to buy a house. That's not how that process works mentally. So, instead start thinking about it from a negotiation, because the decision to buy or sell a house was made long before they ever spoke to you. So the house is already sold one way or the other.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. No one talks about that, but you're right. And I mean, I would argue, but not really, is that a lot of sales is negotiation, right? If you get somebody to side with you, then you're tying them down, getting to that sale, getting that close. I never use the word negotiate, but now I'm thinking, maybe I should. But I'm all sales, sell.
But you're not really selling, because that's already going to happen. That's already happened. It's just not going to happen with you, right? It's either going to happen with you or not. And your job is the negotiating part. How well did you negotiate them into hiring you at the end of the day? Or, getting them from, into a contract for a purchase and sale agreement. And then and again, you're negotiating from that point to closing, because you're negotiating the inspection cycle. You're negotiating the appraisal cycle. There's sometimes even a negotiation, sometimes even in the financing piece.
Oh, all over. When they get keys, title company, all that.
Everything is a
So
negotiation.
where does somebody learn how to negotiate, Kendall?
Oh, there's so many options. So one, of course, there's courses out there if you're going to invest in education, right? That's
Which is the
the
place to
very,
do it, right?
yeah, that's the, like, by far you're going to get the most richest, deepest education, like if you go back to school. But I know for me, that's where I met my husband, was in negotiations class, right? That's a true story. I got a better grade, but he did better on the bar exam than I did, but I
Okay,
passed. That was all
okay.
that mattered. And to this day, my husband could cite and recall stuff we learned in law school. Don't ask me that. Like, law school taught me how to think, not how to recite or remember anything. That's not my strength. But I will say this, like, of course, so I love Chris Voss, right?
Yeah.
And Never Split the Difference. People talk about that book all the time. This is my problem with the book. People associate it because it was hostage negotiation. They think like that's not really what you're listening for when, whether you read or listen to his book. You're listening to the strategies. But what he does a good job of, he does have YouTube content where he equates his book and his concepts with real estate. So like, go deeper. Don't just read
Well,
the
he has
book.
real
Like,
estate courses on his site.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like, go and see how it applies to real estate. And there's some other, I would Google, again, Google's our best friend.
Yeah.
Google and YouTube, negotiation skills and strategies. And then once again, there's too many to learn and implement at once. Find 2 or 3 that you really want to go deep and focus on those for months, not, add them into your daily communications. Because the other thing is, you're negotiating with your children every day.
100%.
You're negotiating with your spouse or your partner every day.
100%. All of them beat my ass, but yes, I'm a pushover with them, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like everyone thinks they have to save it for the customer. It's like, it's a skill. Skills are transferable.
I love that.
That's how I became a great agent, is because I built up skills that had nothing to do with real estate, that I literally recognized them as a skill and applied them in my next role. Again, my role today, it's like what I physically know and do isn't exactly the same, but the skill is. And that's what I bring to the table each time I move through a transition in my business.
That's so great. Kendall, I know that we got to get going to our next calls. I have a bunch more questions, so I'm going to bug you in a couple of months and get you back on here. Is that cool?
I love it. Of course. I love it.
If people out there, and I know that they're going to want to reach out to you and chat or talk to you about whatever, what's the best place for them to go to?
Super simple. KendallBonner.com, KendallBonner.com. That's my link tree, and you can email me from there. You can connect on Instagram, LinkedIn, all the things. And also to Sunit, when you hand me over a copy of this podcast, I'll throw it on there too, so people can just see what I'm up to. Send me our team a referral to that address.
Send them out there in Tampa, right?
Yeah, we're in Tampa, Florida. My husband runs a team called the Kendall Bonner team. I'm a co-founder, y'all. And so, yeah, he runs that. And we have a great group of agents and humans that I love and adore. And he's done a fabulous job running that team. In fact, that's someone from a Reside platform perspective. You guys should check him out and interview him, because he's done a phenomenal job with the Kendall Bonner team. I mean, it's
I've never met your husband.
Oh, yeah. He's behind the scenes kind of guy. I keep trying to get him to come out from behind the bushes, because he's super smart, and he's such a great business operator. And I'm a better leader because of him, 1,000%.
Sure. Awesome. Well, good. Thank you so much. I'm going to get you back on here soon. And everybody, this is, thank you for hanging out with us on this conversation. If you enjoyed it, and I hope you did, leave a review right below, subscribe, share with a friend. If you have any more questions about Reside and all the stuff we got going on over there, the website is resideplatform.com. And until then, keep scaling, keep innovating, and keep getting after it. This is Sunit signing off, and I'll see you on the next episode.